Welcome to this new video. We are gonna work these cute pants to complete the outfit with our sweater from the previous video. You're gonna take the measure of some pants of your baby from the hip part, and that measurement will be the same for the waist. We will start working at the waist doing 3 laps and doing the amount of chains that you need for this round. Then, we will work the whole width of the pants. We do the number of laps after having the waist, and remember to make the number of laps with enough space for the baby's diaper. We will have the same amount of fans on each side to separate and make the part of legs. We are gonna start our video. I hope you like it. We start working our pants. This is a yarn that I'm gonna use. It's the same one that I use for the sweater. The link of the video of the sweater, it will be in the description of the video. And the number of hooks that I'm gonna use is number 3.5 of aluminum. I'm gonna start knitting a chain, we pull and adjust, and we don't count it. In total, we are gonna knit 122 chains that it will have a measure of 55 centimeters. We close with a slip stitch. We are gonna close in a circle in the first chain, we closed, and we are gonna raise a hike point. This with 3 chains, and in each chain we are gonna knit a hike point of 2 stitches. 1 and 2. We close with a slip stitch and lift again 3 chains to form the hike point. Lace it, and the same amount of stitches are reknitted. A hike point on each hike point. I close with a sliding point. I put at the waist 3 turns. You are gonna put the width that you prefer to modify the material that you are gonna use, and now we are gonna fold it and close with a half a point between each hike point. Let's make a half point. And we are gonna put our hook in the back, taking out our thread, and here we make a half point. Now we put the hook where I have the next hike point, and we are gonna take the hike points of the back. We are gonna put them not in the chain from the shore, but between the hike point, and so we take out our thread. We make the half point. I continue with the next one. We put the hook, we go with the next hike point and half point. And so we are gonna close everything. Before you close the whole part of the waist, you are gonna put an elastic, or if you prefer to put a cord. We close with a slip stitch where we start the half point. Now with the same point I make another hike point, a chain to separate, loop. At the same point I make 2 hike points and we will leave an approximate distance. We will leave 1, 2, and in the third we will need another fan. Fans don't have to be so close. For example, you can see the distance that I am leaving between the fans. And we will make the whole first round, trying to keep our fans in pair for the moment. This to separate our legs. We have the same number of fans in each leg. We close our lap with a slip stitch and with a slip stitch we go to the center of the fan and we will knit until we reach the throat of the pants. Working on the fans. Remember that the baby is wearing a diaper. I don't know how old the size is gonna be of your pants, so you have to do your pants loose enough. I put in total 28. We will put them in pairs. They are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, and 28. I'm gonna put 14 and 14 fans for each leg. Now I will continue knitting until I have the length of the shot and return with you. For the waist, I'm gonna use elastic, but if you don't want to use it, you can make a cord with the yarn. Well, I book a meter, but I will only use half a meter. The elastic is 1 centimeter wide. You are gonna measure what you want your waist to reduce, and remember that if we put elastic, this will make us a little collected. We will take a half a meter and pass it here. And we sew the 2 tips of the elastic and we adjust well and then we do the part of the separation of the legs. Now I'm gonna show you how I pass the elastic. We will start to pass it here where we close the turn, which will be here. We take the same hook with the one I'm knitting and we will put it in the elastic so that the tip of our hook is locked. We start to put our hook taking care that it doesn't come out of the back, and so we are gonna turn it around. And here we are gonna pull it. Here the hook goes a little, we are gonna to pull, and in the way we are gonna adjusting the elastic. If you want to take it out here, and the same thing is repeated. We will be putting our hook like this and so it goes. Now we have the elastic ready. If you want before to sew the elastic, you can make a tight knot. If you want to sew it, don't adjust it yet. Just tie it up so that you can calculate how much you are gonna make it wide, the waist, so that the baby is comfortable. And here, if you are gonna adjust it, tighten it well. Cut the excess and hide the elastic very well. I like to sew it, but here I give you an option. You adjust it very well. We are gonna separate the part of the legs. Remember that I put 28 fans. We will count in the same amount of fans for each leg. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. And here we put a separator. Come on to live in the center where we started the lap. And now we count again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. Here one leg goes. And then in the other we will put the separator in the next fan. So taking back 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, and 14. This has to be done from the beginning. The same amount of fans for each leg has to be left, and now we are going to start the stitch by pasting again to the center of the fan. Well, here we will make the whole turn until we reach this fan, where we have the separator. When we reach the first fan that I did for the separation of the leg, we will join with a sliding point, and we go to the center of the fan. Then we will stay like this. We will work the length of our pants and separately we make the next leg, joining here and working in the round. I already have the leg length and now we are gonna make the spring. The spring is gonna be done just like we did with the sweater that I slip cuff. We start like this. Here for example, it will be the last round of ends. We close with a slip point and I will go through the bottom of the hook and I make a half point. And I make 1, 2, and 3 chains. Loop. And on the next hike point, we will take it from behind. In front, we will let it pass one hike point. Now play from behind. In front, from behind, in front. Here also leave a point only behind. In front, and so on until the end of the round. Here we close our lap, joining with a slip stitch in the third chain. Close and pass the hook again, making a half point so that we always highlight our first stitch. Leave 3 chains, loop and continue with our point, in relief to do everything the spring for the leg of the pants. And the same we will do with the other. When I finish, I will back with you. Remember that all the laps will close the same. It's already your preference to choose the width of your spring. In case you overlap a fan, you are gonna separate the legs, leave the fan in the center, and on that fan put a separator. And from that fan you will make a hike point, and knit the fans normally and turn around. Then, when you make this leg, you make a hike point and knit the leg. Now, here if I make the fans like this, so that we don't have this large hole in the bottom. We are gonna take our thread and we are gonna join it with a half a point. We are gonna take both parts like this, or we take it like this, I do a half a point. We take the back part and we make a half a point, or we are gonna put the hook like this, taking the part from behind and from the front. And we make half a point. We will take this thread and the one that is hidden, we will take in it, so that it's between the hike points. We will pass with a sliding point to the center of the fan. Here we work already the fans, turning all the way to the end of our leg along with the spring, and so we have our leg. We will still have to close here. Our pants are ready. The length is 35 centimeters. The amount of laps I put for the spring is 5 laps. If you want it longer, simply add more laps. Don't forget to leave enough space in this part from here, since your baby needs their diaper. This measure is 1 to 3 years, and for the waist I use a half a meter of elastic. Now the set of sweater with pants will need 400 grams of yarn. It's a yarn of medium thickness and brings less meters. It will yield less for being thick, and if you use a thin yarn, you will use a different amount of points at the time of starting the sweater and pants. And tell you how to get a size. In another video, I'm gonna explain the same knitted pants but for the model of the sweater that I made 3 years ago. Well, thank you very much and see you very soon in another video.